Well, the World Communication Forum has opened in Istanbul. It brings together the industry's top people to find the best ways to use social media tools to address social issues. Annalise Borges joins us now with more. Annalise.
Indeed, the World Communication Forum is a satellite event connected to the World Economic Forum in Davos. And here in Istanbul, the focus is communication and how important it is to build a brand, be it a person, a company, or even a country, and how important it is to have a communication strategy when it comes to crisis and how to improve the image of a person, a company, or a country. For more on that, I'm now joined by Gardner, who is the author of The Road to Social Media Success. Sean, I'm very tempted to ask you, how do I get more followers on Twitter, but I will not. I'll ask you instead, when it comes to social media, how important it is and what kind of role does it have to play when it comes to managing crisis? We are talking about turning crisis into maybe a potential to grow.
Gotcha. Well, if it's about a country, I know definitely with I think that the gentleman earlier, Alan, had some good points about not getting into a situation in the first place. But the main thing, I think, when you look at it, is about planning, making sure that there's this infrastructure there. So when a crisis comes, you pretty much, you have something that you can fall back on and that you can draw from. If it's a country, I think definitely it's about being on digital media. There are still countries that don't either understand digital media, don't want to understand it. And I definitely understand it from the standpoint of a country. If I can say this real briefly, countries, if you look at it, I'm in the United States. And if I post something, it can get to you or anybody here in this room in a matter of seconds. So often countries haven't had power over that. Whereas before, it was individuals were in one country, but now people have different points of views and they can connect. So I think definitely rather than being fearful of digital, or being fearful of your citizens connecting with others.
Embracing it.
And totally embracing the tools and getting ahead of the situation and recommending those tools. Because if you're going to recommend tools to your citizens, then you also have sort of I want to say control over it, but there is some investment in it as well. They know where you're coming from, you know where they're coming from.
And the fact that this conference is being hosted here in Turkey, Turkey has witnessed its fair share of controversies,
for sure,
crisis this year. How would you say, how should Turkey turn it around, and how can it use social media to provide a better image of itself to foreign investors, but also to tourists?
Right. Well, as we were talking earlier before we got on here about a personal brand and about reputation. So it's hard to figure out Turkey's reputation in the aftermath of this because I think people just want to know what's going on. But what Turkey can do is embrace whatever the brand is. It says, what is the Turkey brand to the world? Embrace that and use every digital tool you can, provided, of course, it does not offend the sensibilities of the people, because there are some tools out there that have a reputation like a Snapchat and others. Even though I think Snapchat's a good way to brand yourself, use these tools to really sort of to push whatever the personal brand is out there. I did that personally. My brand, I can tell you, is inspiration, information, and aspiration. And I push that out really through social media. The things that I post, I talk to people, I engage them, I recommend things. So of course, on a country level or nation states, it's different, but that is really the simple stripped down way. Use every digital tool you can and draw on the digital genius of everybody in your country.
Gardner, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
that. And this is embracing social media is the key message here at the World Communication Forum in Istanbul, and that is going to be held today and tomorrow, gathering people, companies, media savvies from all over the world here in Turkey's largest city.
Okay, Annalise, thanks for that.